And welcome back to Friday Briefing. It's time for us to have a chit-chat with the legend, Leonard Mambo Mbotela. He's here with us in studio.
Thank you, asante sana.
Asante sana kwa kuja.
Thank you, asante pia.
You know, people don't know, I don't know if many people know this, that you actually sing. Unaimba vizuri sana.
Who told you that?
Mimi najua. Nimefanya research.
No, it's true actually. I do sing at a certain club, known as the Bible Club.
Could you sing something for us? Kidogo.
Nairobi West. Nikuimbie kidogo.
Kitu kidogo.
Jamani ajali haikingiki. Astahilipo Mola mwenyewe ni chombo imara chenye thamani kilichopasishwa Uingerezani. Kiliguruma likoni kikatiririka, wale paseja wakakwelea baharini.
I know that one.
Tuliona vivyo kwaherini.
Yeah. Lovely. So you sing Wednesday day,
actually,
Friday?
That was a very true story. It happened at Kwale, Koni Mombasa, a long time ago.
Yes.
This was an Asian wedding. Waliingia katika hilo bus. Na driver mwenyewe ni kweli alikuwa kitwa Kombo. Sasa kwa bahati mbaya ile ajali katokea na lile basi likaingia ndani ya maji bahari.
So it's actually a
wale abiria wote, those passengers, they all perished.
Sad.
So there was this veteran musician. Maybe, I don't know if you ever heard of him, Paul Machupa.
Of course.
Yeah, he happened to be around there, and you know, being a musician, so he composed this song.
And that's the thing about creative people, and you're such a creative person. You know, Jehu Nyungwana, when I said you're coming, everyone was just tweeting Jehu Nyungwana.
No.
Tell us something, to purchase something, Jehu Nyungwana.
Actually, let me tell you this. I started this program way back in 1966.
Yes.
After I had joined Voice of Kenya, 2 years after I had joined Voice of Kenya. So it was a weekend. One weekend we went to a very famous hotel here in Nairobi with my friends, my workmates, my colleagues. So when we entered that hotel, you know, there were so many important people, ministers, even the late, not the late one, so even the former Attorney General Charles Njonjo was there, and he was a very strict man. So we went there. He had this group of friends. Suddenly, one of my colleagues started shouting and banging the table.
How come?
Nani yuko hapa? Nani anasava hapa? Nani anasava hapa? Kuna mtu hapa? Oi! So everybody went there. They were turning around at our table.
Yeah.
Who are these people? What's going on? So I told my friend, Bwana, we are not in Karimaindo, man. Why are you behaving like this, man? So from that day, I came up with the program Jehu Nyungwana, which is on air to date, both radio and television.
And what do you think of the growth? Because it started in radio, and then at some point, I think it was too good to be on radio. They changed and put it on TV. How do you describe that transition?
As I've just put it, you are right. It was too good to be on radio, and in fact, it was a 15 minutes program. Then the late Simeon Desanjo, who was the head of National Service, liked the program, and we received so many comments from listeners and from viewers. So they wanted the program to be extended to at least half an hour. Okay. So it was extended from 15 minutes to half an hour. Radio, that was radio.
All right.
And so it became so popular.
Yes.
I'm not blowing my own trumpet.
Of course you're not. We all know that it is.
The matter is that program is popular.
It is very popular.
That's why now it is on television.
Can I give you?
It goes on television on Saturday at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Repeated on Monday at 10 a.m. in the morning.
So.
And I'm happy to tell you that some viewers and listeners have written to me saying that they have really changed. Yeah, because of my topics in Jehu Nyungwana program.
And you know, one of the things that people wanted to hear is one scenario. Tupatie Jehu Nyungwana moja.
Nikupatie Nyungwana moja.
Tafadhali.
Let me think. Kwa mfano, we're nearing the end of the year.
Yes.
na mara nyingi huwa na parties za kufunga mwaka na kadhalika.
Yes.
Sasa wanakwenda katika mahali pale palipo na sherehe hiyo, karamu. Alafu unakuta baada ya hotuba master of ceremony anasema chakula kinaandaliwa, njooni mkajipatie chakula. Sasa watu wanakimbilia pale kwenye ile meza ya chakula bwana. And there are so many people, so many visitors also. Sasa wanapata mtu anachukua sahani Betty, ameweka chakula mlima wa Everest, mlima Kenya au mlima Kilimanjaro. Anaweka pale nyama, anaweka mkimo, anaweka wali, anaweka chapati juu, nyama choma,
kila kitu.
Can you imagine Betty, anaweka mpaka matunda. I'm telling you, matunda anaweka juu ya kile chakula, alafu huyo anaenda kuketi. Paka watu wanamwangalia, anajiuliza atamaliza kweli? Atamaliza. Unakuta watermelon imewekwa juu ya wali. Sasa how do you mix watermelon na nyama na matunda?
Na ugali pale.
Na ugali pamoja. Nenda kakae ule vizuri, ukitaka matunda utaletewa. Sasa jambo la kuudhi sana, jambo la kukasirisha ni kwamba hamalizi kile chakula. Lakini kingi anakula halfway, alafu anawacha kila kitu pale, na kuna watu wengine walioalikwa pale ambao hawajapata chakula. Hiyo ni moja. Ya pili, wewe ni mashuhuri, Betty Okare. Mimi pia ni mashuhuri sana. Sasa tunaenda mahali na watangazaji wengine ama wafanyakazi wengine. Anakuja mtu mkubwa, boss. Anakuja pale ananiona. Leo habari gani? Mzuri sana bwana. Basi siku nyingi mzuri sana. Unaendelea na magani za Betty? How are you? Nice to meet you. And thank you so much. Nani kwa hapa? Anaita waiter. Nyinyi hamuja muuliza au nunulie drinks. Ni yeye mwenyewe tu kwa ukarimu wake. Anaita waiter pale, waiter anakuja, patia hawa, patia, chafua meza, chafua. Mtakula kitu? Naambia tutashukuru sana. Lete nyama, kuku, mbuzi,
kila kitu
meza. Tunaambia asante sana. Tunashukuru sana brother. Thanks. Okay. I'm just around just huyo jamaa si anahepa. Anapita mlango wa nyuma, anaenda kabisa. Sasa sisi tunangoja ujamaa bwana yuko wapi? Ujamaa yuko wapi? Kumbe ameenda. Sasa bahati tuna pesa. Kama ingekuwa hatukuwa na pesa ingekuwaje? Sio ni aibu sana hiyo? Ndio nauliza. Hatukatai, unatujua sisi watangazaji, watu mashuhuri brother. Hatukulazimisha utununulie drinks ama utununulie chakula, lakini wewe umejitolea wewe mwenyewe, alafu unakimbia. Ni ungwana. Na mambo yanafanyika.
Kwanza hiyo ya kuweka watermelon ndio
mimi nikasirisha kabisa. Alafu ya mwisho fupi sana ni ile ya kutembea na toothpick.
Basi unajua inakuwa kwenye mtu umekula
nyama sana. Kuna jamaa mmoja alikuwa anatembea na hiyo toothpick juzi, anaongea na hiyo kitu. Ama imagine kama sasa unanihoji mimi niko na hiyo kitu ndio moja, utasikia namna gani? I told him off. Baada tafadhali bwana, sio umekula ndugu yangu. Sasa hii ni nini watembea nayo na unazungumza nayo? Tupa hiyo kitu. And he did that. Alichukua akaitupa. Nafikiri ushaona.
Nimeona mara mingi, especially pale town, lunch time hivyo. Basi unajua wanasemanga inakuwa one way kuambia mtu umekula nyama lunch.
Hiyo tabia mbaya. Yaani kuonyesha umekula nyama, tabia mbaya.
So, you know,
kidogo umeteleza. Umeniambia wanasemanga.
Wao husema. Moja ndo maana siko KTN leo sasa. Kiswahili ngumu kidogo.
Si ngumu kidogo lakini unazungumza
najaribu.
Unazungumza Kiswahili kizuri.
Sasa turejee Kiingereza kidogo tu. You know this Jioni Ngwana program, after so many years, there's something big that happened in your career as a journalist, and that of course was the coup. And how do you feel being part of such an important and landmark part of our history?
In fact, I don't feel anything. What I feel is that I thank God every day when I go to church. When I'm at home, I thank my God. Why? Because I'm still alive up to now. Betty, this is a very nasty experience. This was way back in 1982. By that time, I was staying at Ngara government quarters. And I was the head of Kiswahili and vernacular services at VOK at that time. So on the eve of that coup, that was 31st of July, I escorted my late sister Pauline, who was going to Canada to visit another sister of ours. So after wishing him bye-bye, then I came back. So I was driving home. I wanted to go to a nightclub to pass time because it was on a Saturday. And then I changed my mind. I said, no, let me go. I miss my family. Let me go and see my family and relax it.
Yes.
The following day I was intending to go to church, as I always do.
Yes.
So at around 4:30 Betty.
A.M.
A.M. we had gunshots everywhere. Gunshots. I was dead asleep then. So my mama Watoto asked me, what is that? Can they go to sleep? I think just police there going around shooting thugs after thugs. Little did I know, those were not police. They were not thugs. These were rebels from Kenya Air Force then, who had gone to KBC, but then it was known as the Voice of Kenya. And Kumbe, they had toppled the Moise government at that time.
Yes.
So they wanted somebody who could go there with a voice that could convince the listeners that it's true that the government has been toppled, overturned. So they came for me. Because at that time, there was a driver called Wainaina. And as I told you, I was the head of Kiswahili service. Maybe I thought there was nobody to open the station or there was nobody to read the news. So that's why they had come for me. I had a knock on my bedroom window.
Okay.
I was still in my pajamas. So I went outside, I saw Wainaina, and he could not even talk, just gestured at me, saying that that man has a bunduki. So as I was chatting with Wainaina, somebody shouted at me, are you Leonard Mambo Motel? I said, yes, I'm the one. I'm giving you 2 minutes to dress up. I said, what is it? Tonight, don't ask questions. So I went back to the house. I prayed with my family for very few seconds. I told them, mimi naenda niombe ili Mungu sijui naenda wapi. So I came out. That fellow was shouting at me was a leader of the coup, of Chuka himself.
Wow.
So you might ask me, how did they know my house?
They had information.
And this is the question which was put to me by the judge during the court martial at Langata.
Yes.
So, you know, those days, Voice of Kenya, our vehicles were painted in colors, green, black, red, and white. So they stopped the vehicle. They asked the driver, where are you going? I'm going to pick up the news readers, the editor, blah, 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 blah. Sema, watch you. Unajua kwa Leonard Mambo Motel, take us there. That's why they came to my house. So they took me, we went straight
to the station.
Yeah, exactly. We went straight to the Voice of Kenya studios, National Service Studio. Yeah. And you know, they had pointed guns at me. One here, one here. And I really cooperated with them.
So tell us
I cooperated with them
what did
because
they
told me, if you don't cooperate with us, we'll blow ahead.
So they told you to say what?
They told me to say that actually there was the leader himself, Ochuka.
He was there in studio.
He was in the studio with me, with so many rebels, askaris, about 20 of them with guns. So he just scribbled his announcement on a piece of paper and he gave me to read. So I said, wananchi wenzangu, mimi ni Leonard Mambo Motel, na watangazia kwamba serikali ya Bwana Daniel Arap Moi imependuliwa, na hapa ina majeshi ya wanahewa kutoka Kenya Air Force wakiongozwa na Hezekia Ochuka. Tafadhali kaeni nyumbani, kaeni hivyo hivyo mlivyo, na msiwe na wasiwasi wote. Tunaomba Mungu mambo yote yatakaa nyumbani, tutawatangazia mengine baadaye. Lakini kwa sasa polisi wote ni raia, mahabusu wote wafunguliwe na mkae nyumbani mpaka mtakapotangaziwa tena. That's exactly what I said repeatedly. I kept on reading that thing repeatedly. I kept on repeating the announcement. Then, after about an hour, a rebel Askai came in the studio, in our studio, Betty, and told his colleague, my colleagues, we are being attacked by the loyal forces. They didn't say a word to me. They all ran away and scattered. They left me alone in the studio.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, just alone in the studio.
Yes.
Me and my God.
Wow.
I stayed there for about 20 minutes. There was this LP, long play record. There was a song sung by the late Tabule. Pam 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 pam.
Yes, I remember
baby
that one.
Touch me.
Yes.
Hey, baby touch me.
So you put it on there.
Yeah, put it on there. And
so
that was the only record there then.
So you put it.
I just left it there and I went and hide myself somewhere.
Okay.
In one of the unused studio, and I ducked myself there and I stayed there for 1 hour praying.
Oof.
Oh yes, praying to my God, oh Lord, be with me, help me.
Protect me, yes.
Yeah, protect me.
So when you look at these pictures, there's so much talk about. When you look at these pictures, do they take you back?
Which one is this, by the way?
This is.
Oh yes.
Yes.
This was taken in that studio, the same studio which the rebels came in. This was way back in 1974. This is a continuity studio. Then was Voice of Kenya, Sauti ya Kenya. So you see me there?
Yes, I see you. Very young, very handsome man.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm happy to hear that.
So you look so energetic. Probably that's the reason they came after you. So we have a lot to talk about, and we'll be getting to it in a short while.
Yes.
But for now, I want you to do something for us.
Yes, please.
Tusome habari.
Oh,
KTN News. Let's go.
Ungependa nisome kwa Kiswahili?
Kwa Kiswahili.
That's okay.
Is it okay Kiswahili?
Oh yes, I'm comfortable in Swahili. Oh yes.
Let's go to the red seat.
Thank you very much.
The hot seat.
I follow you?
Yes.
Oh
please,
yeah.
Please. Yes. So just have a seat here.
Yes.
Be very comfortable.
Here, oh yeah.